time is now.
Welcome to NUFC, folks. Welcome. Good morning in the UK. Good morning in America. 5:30 in America, 11:30 in the US of A. Started a little bit early. We woke up early today, so hey, why not start it? And maybe we have a longer show, a better show, or maybe we finish early. Whatever it is, smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Become a member if you can. Don't forget, we've been doing a lot of stuff for members lately. I got an email from a wonderful fan saying, what happened? I can't watch the videos. Well, those videos that we did last, those shows that we did last, become an our member only if you missed them live. So, and he became a member. He said, all right, fair enough. Boom, I become a member. So appreciate all of you for that. And if you want to join everything, become an NTTV Plus member. You won't miss a thing. You won't miss nothing at all. We got more things to discuss today. William Osula, that's one thing. Pundits keep talking about the Isak situation. We're going to talk about that. Craig Hope has said a few things about that situation. It almost feels like PIF has taken over and there is no moving them with anything. Not even with money. Maybe with a crazy bid and they might sell. So everybody's coming to the conclusion that Alexander Isak is just probably going to stay, more than likely. Was Chiesa offered to Newcastle United a part of the Isak deal? We're going to get into that discussion. And we got a latest update from transfer news guru Fabrizio Romano, as he has spoken about the situation. Of course, he's been speaking about it, the whole window he has. But this time he has made a final twitch, a final change to his agenda, to his rhetoric. And we're going to hopefully get to that one. Pretty soon we're going to open the call line so you can come on and have your say. But as for right now, we got the Mighty Win in the building as well. Mighty Win, how you doing, mate? Good morning.
Good, man. Doing good.
It's been a while. People asking for shows. What happened? What's going on? But, hey, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Isn't that the saying?
What's the saying?
There you go. So, Win, did you get a haircut?
I've given myself a trim, yes.
There you go. It looked like you got a haircut, man. That's all right. So, anyway, how you doing? How's this weekend in the Toon?
The old buzzer there, you know, just get it on yet. Yeah, it's good. Looking forward to getting out and getting down to the Toon for the first time this season.
That is very true. Tonight, it is I didn't even mention that. Tonight is the night. And that we opening game at St. James's Park is going to be amazing, but also the condiments that these two clubs have been. These two clubs right now, I guess, rivaling each other for Alexander Isak, and so that's going to have some type of. The atmosphere is going to be.
It's going to be biting.
It's going to have a bite to it. Certainly, it's going to have a bite to it. Do I expect a couple of red cards? I mean, I don't know, but I wouldn't put it past it.
Fuck.
We'll see. I think the tension will be in the air as soon as the teams come out, and we're obviously going to be covering that. So join us later on tonight, an hour before kickoff, doing the build-up, having a conversation, touching on some news, and, of course, the lineups, the tactics, and all of that stuff. We'll be able to take care and do and talk about that, of course. So join us an hour before kickoff, and of course during the match as well. Join us, react with us, watch it at your house, and react to us, or react with us, or if you are at work, listen to us and follow the commentary. I do want to get into one particular thing: the NTTV Plus, the NTTV predictions, rather. There's a few people that signed up, and don't forget to put in your prediction. I think. Fawcett is Steve Fawcett that signed up as well last week, and we didn't get your prediction on match day, so we got to get your prediction. Send your prediction. You got to email it, not mail it. My goodness, you got to email it to MightyWin at tmw@nufctalk.tv. tmw at nufctalk.tv. Stephen Fawcett was the one. I think that's the only one.
Or join the WhatsApp group. That's the best.
Or join the WhatsApp group, and once you give your £5, you'll be able to see the link there that you can join I think that was it. That was Steve Pierce did send his. Sheila Little as well. Stephen Forsyth. So I think it's Stephen Fawcett is the only one
No,
that
there was
signed up.
one more that didn't predict last week who paid.
Well, a few more, but with that being said, we're not
Leonard,
here to
Leonard,
babysit.
Leonard Butler, Brian
Oh,
Quinn.
yeah, we still don't know who Leonard Butler is. What your YouTube name is. So Leonard Butler, if you're listening and watching, send us an email at TMW. Send us an email to TMW at NUFCtalk.tv. TMW at NUFCtalk.tv. Send your prediction to that one. You can email me to whatever, Chris at NUFCtalk.tv, and do it that way if you want to. But make sure you send your prediction in and give us your YouTube name so we can recognize you. Also, Brian Quinn, you're a regular watcher, regular member, but you didn't send your prediction. Listen, you're grown people now. We're not going to be babysitting you, making our lives harder. Send your predictions a day before kickoff via email, preferably. But if you can join the WhatsApp group, actually that's preferably. But join the WhatsApp group and do it that way. You will get the link. Or if you need the link, ask one of the mods or somebody. Ask for the link for the Prediction League tournament, and you'll be able to get in there. If not, if you don't have WhatsApp or you don't want to show your number, I guess you can just email it to the Mighty Win to TMW at NUFCtalk.tv. But send in your prediction. We're not going to be babysitting you. There's too many people. So come on now. Get in and do it yourself. All right. So let's talk about football, shall we? What can we expect later on tonight? Is going to be a feisty matchup. Who's going to line up as center forward? It's going to be Anthony Gordon, we would assume.
What's the lineup going to be? What's the formation going to be? Is he going to
Some
go?
people say it was going to be a three. I mean, a three at the back. Malik Chiao making his debut, maybe for the Toon.
A 3-5-2 formation.
Smash the like button, folks. Come on now, hit the like button. Let's get us over to 100 right now. Let's finish with 200 strong. Come on, come on, come on. And you can super chat as well if you're willing to do that. You can super chat and help the channel grow and fund the channel. Donate to the channel, and obviously you get your comment highlighted. So if you want to do that, you can do that. Thank you to everybody that's turned into RCM football. By the way, we've seen some love there, so appreciate all of you. People super chatted there as well. So thank you very much. Tony T, do you think Ekitike gets booed tonight? After all, him and his agent Gastas had messed us around twice. Well, Isak, I think, outdone him. So I don't think Ekitike, not really though. Ekitike chose, if you will, a bigger club and a better project at the moment. So nothing wrong with what Ekitike did. Quite honestly, it's about, I guess you can say, some of Liverpool's actions, but more than anything else, Isak's actions is what is going to have. It's going to get him booed tonight. Is my belief. But with us in the lack of, we're not having a good transfer window as far as strikers is concerned. But Florian Plettenberg, a German reporter for Sky, is saying that William Osula is one to watch until deadline day. The 22-year-old could still leave Newcastle in the coming days. There's interest from Bayern Leverkusen. They have him in his radar, but nothing has advanced yet. Could we possibly be trying to sell or loan this guy out when we don't have a striker? I mean, that would leave us without anybody, really. Literally, no striker. Unless you count Sean Neve, which...
Unless Isak comes back into the fold.
Yeah, but you still need a backup.
Yeah.
That you're hoping you can sign. And we're going to talk about the Isak situation in just 1 second, but what do you make of the Osula links to leave? I would doubt that he would leave, though.
They're talking about a loan deal. I mean, we certainly can't afford to let him go unless we get at least one more striker in. Mm-hmm. It's that would be crazy. Absolutely crazy. Even though I've come to the conclusion now that he ain't nowhere near ready. All of the questions that were asked last season about why he wasn't given more time. up front for us. You know, Eddie has obviously seen that he ain't ready, and whenever he's come on, he's more or less proven that, with the exception of the Crawley game, of course. But you know
Crawley.
that was against third division opposition. So
Who are you talking about, Crawley, man? You're talking about Bromley.
Bromley, sorry, aye. You knew what I meant. And
I'm not so sure about that, though. I'm not so sure that he's definitely not ready. I mean, we just got to put him on.
I haven't seen anything to convince me that he's the answer. We all wanted him to be the answer.
No. The answer to what? To replace Isak? No. Who said? But he's on. That's not.
No, even to do a job. I mean, the last, when he came on the 90th minute at Villa, he did get a shot away, got a shot on target. So you can argue that he did himself no harm then. But overall, whenever he's had sort of 20 minutes, he's run around like a paper kite and hasn't really done much, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I've been known to be wrong, not very often.
Warm Kono saying that how angry would you be if you were Will Osula seeing Gordon start 2 weeks in a row? That's soul destroying. I mean, going to Leverkusen wouldn't be a bad situation for him if he's on loan. But
that'd be ideal. That if they can give him time,
that would be a great loan deal. But I don't see anywhere being a loan deal. I don't think there's anything yet. Is what Florian Plettenberger is saying. I don't know where he could have said loan deal somewhere else. But if we're just gonna sell him, then it would be the I guess if you make a profit out of him, 20 million, 25 million. But it would be one of the most pointless players we ever gotten, because what was the point of that deal at all?
We've kind of got a record of that at the minute, haven't we?
Well, what would be the point of signing somebody like him? Nothing at all. If we're just going to sell him. Michael McDougall says, I think of hope we go 5 at the back tonight as Liverpool have a lot of quality up top, no question.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's going to be an interesting thing later on.
That's definitely the way I would go. Without a striker, it's the only sensible thing to do for me. I know Jamie didn't agree with me on Thursday night, but
well, I think if you put Elang and Gordon up front and you go 5 at the back, but you're going to have to take a midfielder out, and are you going to take? Oh no, you would take a winger. So I guess you don't take out.
No, you go 5-3-2. You got your 2.
You would take Barnes out, which could be all right. So I think I would agree with that, quite honestly, because I need to see Malik Thiaw there. I need to see Thiaw. We need to see somebody like that playing this game.
Thiaw or Botman?
No. I need to see Thiaw. That's the problem as well. That's the problem. You got a lot ready at the moment. Who is going to play is the biggest deal. And having Botman healthy, if you count on him healthy, then you got Thiaw, and then you got Byrne and Schär. It almost feels like you're going to have to play 3 at the back going forward, because you're not going to keep all them guys happy, especially Botman and Thiaw. Thiaw didn't come here to be a bench player, no matter what you believe. He was an AC Milan.
No,
he's been wanted.
Thiaw's coming in for Fabian Schär. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Okay, well, you're going to have to play at some point. He's going to have to get the deal done. Now then, Craig Hope has been saying about this whole situation. His information now is that Alexander is going nowhere.
Yeah.
He is going nowhere. We're going to play a couple clips here in just a second, because I wasn't prepared is unusual. But let's go here with Craig Hope and what he had to say.
Wouldn't have been a problem at all, but as the statement said, the conditions of sale haven't been met. So Newcastle now are not going to leave themselves short by allowing Alexander Isak to go when he is, as we stand here now, the only recognised striker in the building, and you can interpret striker as ever how you wish, I should say. So as we stand here now, my information is, and this was a stance which really hardened on Tuesday night, the statement and the language and the accusatory nature of it did not go down well. My information now is Alexander Isak is going nowhere. Wouldn't have been a problem at all, but as the...
So there you go. And that's his information. Did Alexander Isak shoot himself in the foot by putting out that statement? Because it feels like that's what is looking like.
The last throw of a desperate man.
That's what I called it at the time, and people disagreed. I think you might have disagreed with me too. But
No, I think he's went all in on a bluff, and he's been called. Well and truly called. He's just been, you know, the first thing he wants to do, and one of the maybe steps along the way to rehabilitation for him is to sack his agent. Because whoever's been advising Alexander Isak on conduct, so, I mean, he's a grown man. He makes his own decisions, bloody hell. But he's the way he's gone about this whole scenario has just been right out of the bad playbook.
See, Dean over here is saying, I guess he's a Liverpool fan, holding a player with no commitment, LOL. I think that, you know, some people like Dean just still missing the point, aren't they? I mean, they're still missing the point.
You cannot just allow players to do what the hell they want.
And
His contract. But the only concrete thing about this whole situation is Alexander Isak is contracted in Newcastle for another 3 years. That's a contract that he signed willingly. Nobody had a gun to his head when he signed it. We've made him the player he is, and now all of a sudden he's Billy Big Bollocks, and he wants to call the shots. Well, it ain't going to happen, because PIF have got bigger bollocks than he'll ever have.
Damn.
Proves that we're wangers.
Damn, man. Why you the anger, man, behind that statement right there?
Well, I am angry. I've been angry all along with the way the whole thing's panned out.
Yeah.
You know, Newcastle haven't been blameless, it would appear, but nonetheless, the bottom line is he signed a contract with us till 2028, and he's our player, whether he likes it or not. Now, if he wants to sit and rot in the reserves and not shake a leg if he's given an opportunity, that's fine. We'll find that out when the time comes. But there's also, it's a minefield of things that could possibly go wrong now. If we do reintegrate him into the side, you know, if he misses a chance, it's going to be, did he miss it deliberately?
Well, I mean, if that's the case, trust me, again, I think that Isak in this situation has always been the loser. Always been the loser. Or you know, or bound to be the loser. I think that was his best option was to play Mr. Nice Guy and almost beg for a move, which would have happened once again if Ekitike would have been signed for Newcastle United.
Well, that was Newcastle's biggest mistake.
But also Liverpool's, if you want, if you really want Isak, which you seem to be.
But what I'm saying is, when apparently the narrative we were told was that when Liverpool came in, and they were told he's not going anywhere, you know, for less than 150 million. And Liverpool then came out with the right, well, if you don't sell us in, we're going to go and buy Ekitike, who we were negotiating for at the time. You know, a deal could have been done then to say, right, let us get Ekitike in and we'll sell you Isak. And I think
that would have been a fair deal.
There was too much chest going on there, saying you're not going to come here and demand that kind of thing, hold a gun to our heads, as it were. And that's exactly what they've done. And now we've ended up with the worst of both worlds. We haven't got Ekitike,
and Isak wants to leave.
We've got an unhappy Isak on our hands.
But the problem, it's above. I was looking for a quote. I don't know where I got it from, quite honestly. Or maybe Dom sent it to me that, you know, PIF have been quoted saying, whether he's happy or not, we don't care, and he'll just have to deal with it, whether he plays or sits in the reserves. So here it goes. Decisions are made on Isak's future by by PIF and not Newcastle United. Somebody said I still can't see him leaving, and they said I was told that the decision was taken above the club, right over in Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, when they're saying like, listen, it's our price or no price. If people don't pay what we want, he's staying. He's got 3 years left on his contract. Whether he's happy or not, he can sit in the stands all season long. This is our decision. So,
well, Luke Edwards said in his article, didn't he, that it's Riyadh who are calling all the shots right now.
Mm-hmm. And at some point in time, it just is what it is. And quite honestly, people, some people in the chat are hopeful. Liverpool fans are hopeful that it doesn't matter. They're going to get him next season or the next season, and the next season. Okay, then, well, that's fine if you think that way. But if they're not budgeting now, it doesn't mean that he's going to have 2 years left on his contract next season. So it's not really that much of a difference. It's not really that much of a difference. So now you can tell me on the last year of his contract, yeah, you can say, well, he's probably going to leave, but not when it's 2 years left. It's just the same thing. You can just over. And they're saying you're going to get a lesser of a price, maybe, but with 2 years in the contract, you're really going to have to pay if you really want him. And but the point is this:
the thing about it is as well that next summer there'll be more than just Liverpool in for him.
Exactly, if he does what needs to be done, and that's why it's in his best interest to just get over it and play. It's in his best interest to get over it and play, And again, because he went about it the wrong way. Nobody else. If he would have played Mr. Nice Guy, PIF would have been Mr. Nice Guy as well, but he didn't. Now, Kodovsai, for whatever it's worth, said that Liverpool have also offered Chiesa to Newcastle as part of a deal for Isak. Would you be interested in Chiesa or part of a deal?
No. I'd think about Harvey Elliott, but I wouldn't think about Chiesa.
Yeah.
We've got wingers coming out.
Wingers. Now with 1 week, this is it. By the way, this week is it, and we're gonna have a full long. Not 24 hour. You said 24 hour. I'm not going to be 24 hour. But it's even 12 hours or less. I know the window closes at 7, but we're going to still want to see about an hour or two later, or 3, because deals can still be finalized during that time. So we're going to keep an eye open for that stuff. And this might drag on to the last minutes. It's the same with Osula. It might drag on. With 1 week window remaining, we are now being told, one of the ITKs on X, but they put up a video of Romano saying that the club internally expect Alexander Isak to reintegrate back into the group early this week after this game today.
After the match tonight.
So the tide has turned, it seems. Let's take a look at Mr. Fabrizio Romano's statements.
Guys, Alexander Isak, the Monday of Newcastle, Liverpool is coming. It's going to be obviously an important moment because it's going to close this story between Newcastle and Liverpool. And then from Tuesday, we will understand more on the Alexander Isak story, whether he's going to Liverpool or whether Newcastle are going to be able to keep the player at the club, change his mind. Newcastle internally hope that this week after the game, Alexander Isak can return to training. Newcastle really hope that. Newcastle internally have this feeling that they want to convince Alexander Isak to be back in training after the game on Monday. Liverpool remain on the imposition. They want Isak, they will attack for Isak, but it depends on Newcastle. This story, I told you since July, completely depends on Newcastle. Isak wants to go to Liverpool, Isak wants to play for Liverpool, Liverpool want to go for Isak, Liverpool are prepared to pay. Once who decide, and Newcastle will try their best to keep the player. So let's see what's going to happen there. Let's see what kind.
Okay, so Liverpool are willing to pay what they want to pay, and that's the problem. We have not been told that Liverpool wants to pay what Newcastle, the seller, has a price on their asset. So that's not how the world works. You pay what the seller wants, or else you don't get what you want. Plain and simple.
You know,
So,
they paid 116 for Viats.
yeah.
And, you know, Isak's got to be worth more than Viats is worth. Got to be.
Exactly. You would assume.
You know,
Um,
you look at Chelsea, you know, they are paying 100 plus. Arsenal 110 for Rice. These are midfielders.
yeah.
You know, strikers historically have always been worth more than any other players on the pitch because it's the hardest job in football, putting the ball in the back of the net.
And Gavin, it's not new. It's not fans saying 150. We didn't come up with that number. It's been reported. Craig Hope has said it. 150 is the price that they are. Yeah, of course, I agree with you. PIF didn't have a conference saying I want 150 for Isak. No, that's not happened. But the reporters have said 150 million. I mean, plain and simple. We didn't come up with that price. How would we know? I mean, it's just, we didn't know anything. Now, when it comes to broken promises, Chris Sutton had something good to say in Shaka. Did you watch the video I sent you?
Yeah, yeah.
Shaka Hislop.
Yeah, yeah.
Shaka Hislop, former goalkeeper for Newcastle United. I mean, you know, when you come out and say something like that, you know, about promises and this is you're finally speaking, you're saying your truth. Well, don't say half of the truth. Say all of the truth. If you were promised, who said it? Because right now it's just a plain and empty statement. Because there's a lot of officials that could have promised you, if you will, even Eddie Howe could have promised you something, but Eddie Howe is not in a position to fulfill that promise. Anybody should know that. Let's go with what Chris Sutton had to say on the BBC the other day.
The one thing which, in all this, which I still don't understand, he said he was made promises by the club. Why does he not name names then in that situation? I don't get that. And, you know, people talk about, well, it has to be contractual. But if he felt that strongly about getting out, which he clearly does do, why does he not name names in that situation? So, you know, at this moment in time, I don't quite believe he was made the promise, because if he's that desperate, then, you know,
Exactly. And I agree with that. If you're really going to go out and put everybody at the club on blast, then say, who was it? Who promised you? And I guarantee you, the one who promised them probably is gone, and there's nothing they can do about it. Or if he was promised that at all. If he comes out and says, Amanda Staveley promised me, Amanda Staveley's been gone for a year, man. What are you talking about? And promises, again, it's mind-boggling to me what really Liverpool fans really, I mean, obviously in this situation, think that a promise means anything in football. None of that means nothing in football. You can put anything into writing and make it legal. So why didn't do that? Why? By the way, he needs to. I think he sacked his agent. He should have. I don't know if he's got a new agent now or if he's always had the same agent. But I heard that he sacked his agent for this new guy. You know, that's his job, to put everything on paper and make every promise a legal thing. And if he didn't do that, then that's your problem, mate. It's not the club's problem. You know, in this day and age, you know, promise. Really, we're gonna go.
I mean, Shaka summed it up beautifully. You know, he said, Shaka said, "You don't go back to your former club to train. You don't miss pre-season. You don't stay away from the football club, and then in mid-August, try and claim the moral high ground. You've given that up. If that's what you're going to do it and own it. But you don't then get to turn around 6 weeks into it and claim some kind of moral high ground here. I don't understand Alexander Isak's position and that ridiculous statement on social media. I do not understand who was advising him. I cannot think of any way he could have got this more wrong. It's an absolute farce."
Yep. Shaka Hislop, former goalkeeper for Newcastle United, and he did say, "Listen, I'm always going to be biased, but I mean, this stuff, you know, you can't go in and do all of this and then all of a sudden expect, and as you said, go on a more higher. I mean, you literally, bro, you didn't go to train.
Broken promises and all this nonsense.
You broken your promise by fulfilling your contract.
Yeah.
So as far as promises is concerned, I guess we're even. By the way, you can call in now and have your say. Call in via link. The link is pinned in the chat. If you want to come on and have your say for a few minutes, go in and do that. Make sure you get your camera. No camera needed if you don't want to, but make sure you get your mic sorted. If you are watching, make sure your TV is down or your computer is down so we don't hear that. coming in, the audio coming in, the echo. So if you want to come in, call in, and have your say, you can certainly do that. But one thing that is that all of you should hang your heads in shame is that we only got 74 likes and 443 people watch. 540 people watch. Come on, man. What are y'all doing? Smash the like button right now. Please do that right now. Hit the like button. Help more fans get around and come on the show. And yeah, you can call in and have your say. Listen, you can be a Liverpool fan if you want to. Keep it respectful. We're going to be respectful. Newcastle fans as well. Keep it respectful. Come on and have your say about the current situation tonight. A big matchup between Liverpool and Newcastle United at St. James's Park. And yes, it is St. James's Park for anybody that didn't know. Arne Slot didn't know where he played tonight. So he said, where do we play? St. James's what? Yeah. All right. I don't know if that was a little bit of a dig or what, but yeah. Again, that's not the right way to do things. If you want something that's not yours, so that's my take anyway. If Isak wanted out, he should have done it the right way. Playing Frank Garnacho says shade. Yeah, probably is throwing shade out there. So yeah, that's the news that we got. Interested about Osula. Interested about. I just don't see. I mean, I don't see it happening if we don't have a suitable striker. Now, Nico Jackson has been heating up. According to somebody, Chelsea was told to lower their price for him and will be in. And according to that person, Jackson's preferred team is Newcastle. I guess over Aston Villa.
Aston Villa sniffing around him as well.
Yeah.
So if Aston Villa were to get him, does that mean the door's open for us to go and get Watkins?
Yeah. James Rawls says, promised a pay rise a year ago, then he asked for a move when he didn't get it. Promised. Again, we go on promises, hearsay. If Isak really was about it and felt strong about it, he would have named who promised it. And the club would have had to. The club would have had to make a statement on that person. If he said, I don't know, Eddie Howe promised me he was going to give me a pay rise. How is Eddie Howe going to give him a pay rise? I don't know. But who? Who was it? Who was it?
Who was it? When was it?
I think Liverpool will win tonight, but it won't be a high-scoring game, 1-0 or 2-1, something like that. There you go.
So I'm going 2-1 Liverpool, sadly.
I'm
wrong.
I'm going 2-1 Newcastle. Oh, no, I'm actually 3-1 Newcastle. I'm going 3-1 Newcastle. Mick Bingley says, mighty win, get his boots on, we will get goals. There you go.
Those days are long gone.
I'm 100%, says Adam Byrne. I'm 100% on Liverpool win tonight. There you go. Yeah. A lot of people saying Liverpool's going to win. Perfect. Of course, you would have the Premier League champs to win. You would assume. If not, there would be if not, it would be bad, wouldn't it? But they made good signings. There's no doubt about that. They made really good signings, and they have a lot of money all of a sudden. So also the moral high note about all the other teams spending, like Pep Guardiola said, it seems like Man City are the only one spending. Yeah, well, everybody gets to spend nowadays, and there's no criticism.
Everybody gets to spend except us.
Yeah, everybody gets to spend except with no criticism. So there you go. John Stokes here says, "Gotta say, chaps, this channel is authentic as it comes. Not a Toon fan, but enjoy listening to thoughts. Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Thank you, John.
Thank you very much, John Stokes. Come on and have your say, folks. Link is in the chat. Come on and have your say about the current situation, current news, Newcastle news, whatever it is, whatever you want to talk about. Come on and do that." Predator says, "Someone promised you." Okay, where's your proof? Who promised you? Where's the document signed by you and that person? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Chris and Wayne and everyone. Wasn't Fernandez blaming the ref? Hilarious. Fully sums up his character. Let's just hope finally sign a striker after the Liverpool game. Well, yeah, I watched that. I was watching that game, and it's hilarious, man. One thing we can all agree on: Man United will always be in the mud. I mean, it's no matter if they sign Šeško, no matter whoever they sign, man, that club is just rubbish, absolute rubbish, man. So anyway, more comments here. I guess a few start here. By the way, we're going to be live an hour before kickoff tonight, so join us. NUFC Truth question, Chris, you're not seeing Isak is going to be put back into the first team training this week. Fabricio Romano has put it. Yeah, we definitely talked about that.
Showed that.
Yeah, we just talked about that one. Now, do you expect that to be a thing, though? I mean, Newcastle might expect that. Doesn't mean that he will, though. And it also doesn't mean that Newcastle is willing to fine him, because we've been told. Everybody's by the club and Eddie. He'll be back. Hopefully, he'll be back when he's ready. When he's ready.
The point is, if he doesn't come back, if he refuses to come back, then he just doesn't get paid. Simple as that.
Yeah, but no, hold on. You gotta take what they're saying. You gotta take their word. They're saying when he feels ready. So for all he's concerned, he might never feel ready. Therefore, he's just gonna sit in the bench and rot, or not even sit in the bench. He's not gonna show up to games. He's gonna continue to train alone. So basically, he runs the show as far as that's concerned. When is Newcastle gonna say, no, now you're going to have to make yourself available and going to be in the stands, or else we fine you? When is Newcastle going to switch from being the nice guy, come back when you're ready, to come back now, we need you available? When is that going to change? Because right now, that's not the case.
Well, the one thing we don't know in all of this is the feeling in the dressing room. You know, do they want him back? Do they feel let down? Because he's definitely shit on them the same as he has on the club. So,
Craig Hope kind of hinted that the dressing room is divided on that situation, and that's kind of concerning, quite honestly.
Well, because there'll be the two schools of thought. The one school of thought will be saying, oh, we lads, we know for a fact we're a better team with a minute than we are without a minute. So
yeah, but I don't think that would be
cutting your nose off to spite your face by adopting you've done the dirty on us, so we don't want you anywhere near. But again, it's a message. It's all about signals and messages to anybody who wants to do this, who's considering doing the same thing in the future. He can't be allowed to get away with it. Dead simple.
Yeah, but if you don't allow, obviously they can't allow him to get away with it. But when is he going to be? How do you even reintegrate somebody like that to the team? Which Eddie said that's not going to be a problem. He said that's not going to be a problem. I don't know. I mean, he could be saying anything.
Well, he's the supreme diplomat, Eddie, isn't he? He's spinning plates at the minute. He's trying to keep everybody happy.
Yeah. Alan Molson, can't let the lad go anywhere with no options available. Well, that's not going to happen as far as options. I mean, you're not going to find an Isak replacement right now. So if that's the truth, then he's not going anywhere. Because I don't see the Ramos kid being a replacement for Isak. I don't know how many. I think he scored a good amount of goals, I guess. You can gamble on that. But the Samu kid doesn't seem like he's going anywhere. And after that, Blaovic, that could be a replacement, quite honestly. But Juventus says he's a Juventus player. He's going to play, but they said still the window's still open. So we'll see what happens in this final week of trip. So that means they could be open to let him go. But if we're not in for him by now, we'll never be in for him. I mean, we should have done something. This week is going to be massive, but we at least need to get another striker.
Listen, there's no doubt about it at all. Newcastle United, as a football club, have been grossly incompetent in not replacing Eels way, way, way before now. It's nearly a year now. It was September last year when Eels came out with his cancer diagnosis. So how has it taken a year to replace him? Same with Mitchell. If Mitchell knew more or less, as we suspect, on the last day of the season that he was going, why have we not replaced him? There's been plenty of names in the frames, and for nothing to have been done. It's just gross incompetence. That high, at the hierarchical level of the club.
So, what about what Dave Walton here is saying? What if he makes himself available but doesn't try on the pitch and gets his money in a waste of playing position?
Well, you would soon see that, wouldn't you?
You would see that, and listen, it will be at this again. The one person that has not helped himself at all, as far as his reputation is concerned, is Alexander Isak. Now, Liverpool fans want him right now because they would be getting this player, but if he does this to them, they'll be rioting and they'll be burning the city down just like they did for a free agent, like their Trent Alexander-Arnold, who makes absolutely no sense why they were annihilating him on the public stage when he was willing to leave to a bigger club, and but they did it with a free agent.
Yeah,
All of a sudden,
but bear in mind, Trent, he worked the year. Is the last year of his contract, and he is perfectly entitled to do that to the end of his contract, and then go as a free agent, make himself a lot of money.
And they let him know.
He's perfectly entitled to do that.
But the problem is, they're
and
so
not
entitled.
Only that, but he played, he performed, and they won the league. So he wasn't letting them down at all.
And the problem is that they're so entitled that they say, well, he's a boyhood club. He should have left us with a fee. Since when did it become a right? I mean, since when did that become a thing that he has to make us money? Are you kidding me, man? That's not that. It's and that was enough to literally have him burn his shirt for a boyhood kid that gave you a thing. And more than likely will come back to Liverpool. So more than likely will come back to Liverpool later on in his career. So why would you even do that? That shows right there the hypocrisy on the Isak and the Isak situation, because they're certainly not acting like that. But you would definitely see that on Dave Walton's thing, a question there. You would definitely see that, and it would only stain his career even farther, Alexander Isak. I mean, because now you got a player that really will go backwards, that really will hurt his own team. Who the hell wants that? Only Liverpool fans, until he does that to them. Who wants that? So now I wouldn't put it past him.
No, my worry isn't so much that he won't try if he pulls the black and white shirt on again. It's not so much that he won't try. It's everything he does is going to be under the microscope.
Oh, 100%. Every miss.
Strikers, even when he was playing for, he still missed chances, golden chances. It doesn't mean he misses them deliberately, but of course that would then become the narrative.
Well, it becomes the narrative, but
so it's got to be right. It's got to be. He's got to make a statement apart from anything else to say, look, this has been a bit of a cock up. Let's put it behind us and see where we go from here. And I think it would probably involve signing a new contract. Probably with a release clause in.
But that is so simple to do. To me,
well, exactly.
People are saying how can he trust Newcastle again? He doesn't have to trust Newcastle again. He has to see it on paper in front of him right there. At the end of the season, they're gonna let me leave for $100 million and blah blah blah. If I scored, I don't know, 20 goals or something, and sign it. Well, it's on paper. It's on paper. You can go to court for that. No club will never not. Or a sell-on clause, perfect, $100 million. That means anybody, Burnley pays $100 million, you're leaving. Plain and simple. There's no negotiations. Newcastle has nothing to do with it. It's on paper, legal paper, and you're gone. You don't even have to say goodbye, man. You don't even have to say goodbye. That's the situation. That he never got anything he was promised on paper, if he was promised, and that's the situation that we're in now. So it's not about trust. It's about literally seeing it in front of you. If you see it in front of you, then you're comfortable to do as you please. If you're really that good, and Isak does believe, because somebody was saying on X, well, he grew up watching Zlatan Ibrahimovic, so he wants to win the best thing. He wants to be play for the best team, blah blah blah. And Newcastle are not that. If that's the case, if he's that good, then what's going to change at the end of the season? Nothing. He's supposed to be that good, right? unless he's going to be rubbish. Because as much as I've defended him, he's had one great season. So
Right.
I would assume he's going to do that again. But then we get to the assuming business, and who knows? In football, anything can happen, quite honestly.
And what happens when you assume? You make an ass out of you and me.
That's right. See, again, James Rowe, so a man's word means nothing in the Northeast. What world do you live in, mate? Like, literally, we're talking about millions and millions of dollars. $1 million of millions worth of assets. You're going to go on word. Come on, man. It's what world do you live in, man? This is not getting this is not me promising win a pint. This is not me promising you a pint, man. This is literally millions and millions of dollars on the line. And by the way, what if the promise was we're going to help? All right, we're going to do what we can to get you sold. But our hunt for a Euro replacement plus Callum Wilson has not worked out. It's not like Newcastle haven't tried. So, and if it hasn't worked, it hasn't worked. Plain and simple. And this guy here says he's worth 60 to 70 million the next 2 seasons. Okay, well, you keep on hoping that. I guess that's Steve says that.
Somebody will come and pay 100 million for him, no problem.
Oh, no doubt. Unless he's an absolute flop.
Well, it'll not be a flop. That'll be if he doesn't play. But if he does play, he'll score goals. We know that.
Yeah. Some Liverpool fans in the chat, man, I swear. You guys are funny. Only when it's in your convenience, obviously, right? And only when it's in your convenience. Again, which is crazy because they say, we had to sell Coutinho, we had to sell Suarez, but you got a crazy amount of money for them each. So why does that? Because you can complain and cry that they had to leave, but you were happy going to the bank account, going to the bank. You were happy about it. So why can't we? Why do we have to roll over and sell them at your price on your terms just because you say so? Well, PIF are not that. You could have done that with Mike Ashley for certain. Mike Ashley would have sold him for 100, no doubt. But you're not going to do that with PIF. And it's not me saying, it's not Win saying, it's what they're saying, literally what they're saying. It's our price, or whether he's happy or not, we don't care. That's what the reports are being out there. So, and we'll see tonight what happens if that affects onto. Do you think it's going to affect the players on the pitch?
I think there's 52,000 screaming Geordies that are going to affect the players on the pitch.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Mention one certain 6-foot Geordie in the back line. He'll be winding everybody up.
Well, everybody expects Joe Linton to do something. Everybody expects, that. I don't think we need to get into that business either because, we need to keep a cool head. A red card is not a good thing. Certainly, you don't want to injure other people. So we need to maintain, and I think Eddie Howe is going to do that tonight. You got to maintain cool. You can't just go out there and it's not about pride thing. We need to get the 3 points if we can. And now whether he can actually have an effect on the pitch, I don't know, because as you said, the fans are going to be it's going to be mayhem. I know that. I'll tell you all about it once you come back and wake up from your nap. And Mighty Win goes to the stadium, he naps. But by the way, when we score, man, you got to record video so we can put it on the channel. But by the way, if you're going to the stadium, we're going to have Amrit and the NTTV camera outside of St. James's Park. You can come on and have your say after the match. And if you're coming out of the stadium and you see Amrit with the camera and the NTTV mic logo on it, he'll be going around asking fans for their opinion, for their reaction, and we're going to upload that tomorrow once we get it all edited down and everything to get their perspective on the St. James's Park Speaks segment. And that should be a good one as well. We always want to give people their opinion. We do it on here. We bring in different fans from all over the world. Now we're also going to be adding fans that come out from the stadium to have their say on the channel. So support that one. If you're going to the stadium, look for Amrit outside of St. James's Park. Is he going to sit where he usually stands? Is he going to stand where he is?
I think I'm going to try more or less beside the club shop.
There you go. More.
Somewhere
That's a
around
good one.
there where we can get set
That's a
up.
good. That's a good one. Around the club shop, go in and say hi to Amrit and have your say. Say what you need to say, and we're gonna bring you onto the show. And if you happen to come about, just remind Amrit to turn the mic on. But regardless, go out there if you're on. So we want to provide for the fans and give them as much of a chance to have their say. Yeah, tonight's match is going to be almost unprecedented. The Geordies are going to be going nuts. Do you expect to have a chant against Isak?
No.
See, that's your happy. I knew you were going to say that because you're a happy clapper. You're a happy clapper, man.
One greedy bastard starts up, there'll be a few people joining in. Though.
And yeah, but you're a happy clapper, so you don't think. I think there will be.
No, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, you don't want to do anything, but the vast majority of fans will have their say.
Just with me sensible head on, with me angry head on, I want to call them all the bees under the sun. But with me sensible head on, I don't want to do anything that will jeopardise. I'd say £4-10 super chat. Thank you, Ads K. Liverpool must be deluded if they think they're getting Isak without us getting a replacement, especially with how Liverpool, Isak and his agent have behaved. So disrespectful.
Cheers,
You're not
Ads.
wrong, Ads.
Thank you very much indeed, Ads. Appreciate your super chat, buddy. Thank you very much. And, well, yeah, exactly. I agree with you, basically.
But we've got to keep a sensible head on. The utopia is for Alexander Isak to be playing for Newcastle for the rest of the season. That's my utopia, and it'll take a lot of hard work and a lot of pride swallowing on both sides for to make that happen.
Now, the Scousers are also passionate fans, but do you think they're going to dare say anything all the way up in the sky where they're going to be sitting at? Because if they do, then that's really going to push.
What are they likely to say?
Well,
Come
I mean,
to us.
about any chant, any Isak chant, anything provocative, that's going to send. We're counting all of this.
All I can say is I hope they do, because that'll just act as a catalyst for the fire our crowd up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you don't expect you don't expect a chant, but if they give, we're counting that everybody's going to be calm and cool and collected. If Liverpool fans don't say nothing, but as soon as they do, it's going to be mayhem all over. I don't take them for punks that will just shut up and be quiet. We are not the same either. We're the same basically. We're going to respond. So these two fans, man, they're pretty similar, and it's just bound to clash if anybody blinks. So that's why I think the condiments tonight are unprecedented. I remember, again, I bring that up now that I clarify it's when it was when Man United came to St. James Park and Owen came in as a sub, and there was an old man throwing him money. I mean, that atmosphere was also pretty tough, but it's nowhere near what it's going to be tonight.
Not in the same league.
Not in the same league, and we're not trying to rile anybody up to do anything. Just keep on walking. Ignore people. Don't ever react to stuff, especially if people been drinking, etc. It could also happen in pubs when people are ready to come in the stadium. There might be some Scousers. Just ignore. Keep walking. Keep walking. Go to the stadium. If you got kids, you better keep it. I'm telling you, man.
This is done. So a lot of the chat that's going through there now, saying, why should Newcastle hold the player to ransom? Hang on a minute. We're not holding anybody to ransom.
Yeah, that's nonsense.
He signed a contract. He signed the contract, and all we are doing is holding him to that contract that he willingly signed at the time. We doubled his money when he came from Sociedad. He was very happy to sign that contract. Very happy. So he's stuck with it. That's what happens when you sign a contract.
Yep. But then again, he's stuck with it based on his actions. Because if he didn't handle it this way, he could have been gone already. But he didn't. He didn't. I'm not sure either, because people are saying that it's 150 from PIF. That's what Kirk Hope is saying, or else, or nothing, basically. So maybe not. Maybe he wouldn't have been going. Or if we signed somebody like Ekitike, it would have been different. And Ekitike won in Newcastle as well. So stop lying to yourselves, Liverpool fans. He wanted us as well. Now you jumped in, and of course your project is much better than ours because you're winning already, 100%. And obviously, Ekitike didn't know you really were gonna go all in for Isak, or else I don't know. It could have been if he had a good agent, he could have told him, "Hold on, man, because they're really excited about this Isak deal. Do you really want to go there and be a sub?" And things could have changed. But you Billy Big Bollocks. You want it all. Perfect. Well, now you don't have it all, because now you got Ekitike, but Isak, again, Liverpool, and I don't really blame him, because once you get used to doing certain things, you think that you're always going to continue it's going to always continue to work that way. Liverpool and any other big club, and Newcastle is a big club, but obviously Liverpool is much bigger. They've always just done what they wanted and said, how much? I'm going to take your player, blah, blah, blah. You do it to Brighton all the time. All of you really do it to Brighton. You take all of Brighton's best players, and you do that with anybody else. And you thought this was going to be another walk in the park, like it's been, really.
But I mean, that's fair. If I was a Brighton fan, I would be absolutely fuming. Imagine they'd kept all their players. If Tony Bloom had ambition there to win stuff,
yeah,
with a team they could have had now, it's frightening.
But they thought it was going to be that again, and so, but it wasn't.
But they are happy being a feeder club, and that, to me, for a fan, it must be soul destroying. They've never won out, and they never will, as long as they keep on selling their best players.
The problem with RSLs is, again, that's the agenda that you absorb and that you consume, and it becomes the truth in your head, RSL, and all Liverpool fans. Why is it Ekitike you mentioned? And what about the other strikers you failed to get? What other strikers? Shesko. That's 2 strikers. Who else did we fail to sign? Joao Pedro. Who else?
Delap.
No, we didn't go in for Delap. We didn't say, hey, how much is for Delap? Okay, there's a bid for Delap. No, we didn't do none of that. We didn't do the same for Mbumo. We basically asked a question: is he available? No, he wants Man United. Okay, bye. No, that's not the same. We were in for Ekitike. We were invested in Ekitike. We were there in the deal. We offered money for Ekitike. We did the same thing with Sesko. But we didn't do that with everybody else and all this people that want to come up with this agenda that we were in for 10 players. We were Rejection FC.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
It's absolutely bollocks. We were never in for Cunha. We were never in for none of those twats. Just because you ask what a player's situation is doesn't mean you're in for him. Plain and simple. So, and listen, I've criticized my team on that. I think Malik Thiaw, we've been in for him for 2 years. I think that's a little bit too long to sign a player, but anyway, we got him at least. But as far as strikers is concerned, we got 3 strikers, man. And Joao Pedro, I criticized the club because he always said he wanted to go to the Chelsea. So we shouldn't have been there. So that's it. Again, here you go. You wanted Pedro, he went to Chelsea. Yeah, exactly. So that's 3. We never wanted Kudus, Cunha, or Huijsen either. We literally asked Huijsen, what's going on here? Real Madrid. All right, then. Have a good day. There's no, what are you talking about? We never were, this Rejection FC crap. It only comes from the top 6 YouTubers. And they get off on doing that. They twerk to Newcastle, I guess, beating Newcastle to a signing. So I guess if that's your thing, that's fine. But it doesn't make it the truth. So, anyways, we'll see what happens, I guess, tonight.
We will indeed. We will indeed.
We'll see what happens tonight, ladies and gents. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. We'll be live once again later on tonight, an hour before kickoff, for more. And yeah, an hour before kickoff. That would be what?
500 watching, and we haven't got 150 likes yet. Hit the like button, folks.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Nobody joined us. What to have their say? What's going on there? Nobody wants to come on and have their opinion.
I think it's done to death.
Well,
but we'll have some football to talk about tonight. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Let me see. Adam Byrne. So Newcastle asking if a player is available, or asked if he wants to come to Newcastle, and he says no. That's not. What are you talking about, man? Anyway, go on and have hopefully you have a horrible game tonight. That's all I hope for. You're playing against us, so anyway. But don't forget to subscribe, smash the bell for notifications, hit the like button, of course, on your way out, and we'll see you tonight, an hour before kickoff. So yeah, join us and
7 p.m. UK.
That's right. Take care. Have a good one.
Howie the lads.